First, I want to thank Professor Miskowski for being so patient with me. With each email correspondence we had, I started out with, "This is your problem, child." I never would have guessed that I would have had so many problems loading my speeches onto the launch pad. But I want to thank my son for helping me learn how to use YouTube and get my speech on YouTube that way. I appreciate his help on that. And to my fellow online classmates who stuck it out, we made it through our semester. We did a great job, and it was fun watching and listening to your speeches. I think we all have learned something about ourselves in the speech writing process. Since most of my peer reviews were by Professor Miskowski, I'm sure she was much more honest in her reviews. I appreciate it. Sometimes I didn't understand what she meant, but she's a professional, and I always took that into consideration. She knows what she's talking about. As I review my speeches and the professor's comments, my biggest weakness is my memorization of my speeches, as I tend to rely on my cue cards. It doesn't matter how many times I try and do it without, I just don't do well with it. So this is an issue that in my everyday life also, trying to get my information out without losing my thought. I also mentioned this issue in my anti-anxiety plan. I hope at some time I can overcome this problem. My second weakness is organization of my information. I think that when I wrote my speech, it looked and sounded good, but I didn't organize it as well as I thought I did, and found when I reread it after it was graded. There are things that I can hopefully work on in the future. While looking back on my speeches, my strength would be my topics, since what I am speaking about is something that I'm very familiar with. My first instinct was to do a pro-con speech on Donald Trump, but my inner voice and my husband told me not to, because it evokes a passion in me that is overwhelming. But I must say that the speech I enjoyed doing the most was my demonstration speech. It was something I was comfortable with, except it didn't earn a good grade because the focus was on the demonstration and not me. This is the literal side of me, which is in my mind was about the demonstration. In conclusion, I have enjoyed this class, and with each class I take, I have learned something new about myself. This class was much more involved than I thought it would be, but it was still fun to watch the other speeches and find out about my fellow classmates who are from all walks of life, different ages and backgrounds. I wish them all good luck and in their future endeavors. And for those who are graduating this semester, congratulations on your accomplishment, and I wish you well.